Hello, I'm Reverend Rick, and it is my honor to be with you today. We really hope that this video is a blessing to you. And if it is, please consider making a donation. People watch our videos locally when they cannot necessarily come to church throughout the United States and the world. So please join us and click the link below and make a donation. Thank you, and let this be a blessing to you.
Let us prepare ourselves as you put your hand over your eyes. I open my eyes to see the spiritual truth today. And over your ears, I open my eyes to hear the spiritual truth today. Now over your heart, extend out your arms. I open my heart to receive the spiritual truth today. The spiritual truth that I'm working with today is that you were born with an innate, an inbred part of your DNA, knowledge, not a guess, not a suspicion, but a knowledge. You were born with an innate knowledge that you are the creator of your reality. You were born with an innate knowledge that you are the creator of your reality. Now we have to be careful because this is powerful medicine, and we don't want to get it twisted. This is not an invitation to shame ourselves. You did not cause your cancer. You did not cause yourself to be molested as a child. Gay people did not cause themselves to have HIV as an epidemic. People of color did not cause themselves to experience racism. Those are causes that are people made, but they are made by the human race collective. They are made by all of our consciousness. And we can get rid of it. There is an answer to it. But the answer is never shame. What I want to talk about is our response when those conditions either exist or don't exist. I want to talk about the power that is within us to create our own reality, our own responses to that. You know, the fact that you can create the knowledge that you can create your own reality is so deep inside of you that when somebody tries to thwart it by diminishing it, you will feel a discord in your life. When you're trying to create something in your life, whether it's a next step or a thing or a relationship, and somebody tries to thwart your ability to do that, there is a discord that happens within you. Sometimes that reaction to that discord is fierce and immediate, and sometimes, depending on how much we've been socialized to limitations in our life, that reaction is internal and it's passive in ourselves. But whether you're screaming your response or whether you're whispering your response, you're always having a response to somebody else trying to thwart the discord that is within you. You never give up your freedom. You have never ever given up your freedom to create your own life, your own responses to life, ever. Now you can ignore it. You can ignore that power. You can ignore that knowledge, or you can act on it, but you never lose it. It never ever goes away. It's a tenet of your being. CSA is here to help you realign yourself with source energy. That's what we're here for. That's our whole purpose, to help you realign yourself with source energy, who we sometimes call God. And once you realign yourself with source energy, then you can create anything that you want to create in your life. Anything. Once you realign yourself with that source energy. And while I'm going to spend some time this morning talking about how you can create more job, or a different job, or a house, or a car, or a relationship, or a bigger financial bank account, I am going to talk about how we can create some of that stuff. Those are really simply out-picturings of what it is we really want, which is what we really want is an ability to have expanding joy. That's what we want. An ability to have expanding joy, and positive experiences in life. And here's the real kicker of what we really want. We want nothing to stand in our way of understanding that we can have, be, or do whatever it is we want. That's what we really want in this life. A clear understanding that we can have, do, or be whatever we want in our life, no matter what the obstacles or the appearance of obstacles are out there that seem to be in our way. You know, I'm going to be working with a book, and a lot of times I create sermons because I see people for counseling in my office, and if I see one or two people with kind of the same thing going on, I try and create a sermon, because I assume that if 2 or 3 people are having that experience, then more of us are having that experience. That's not the case today. It's totally selfish today. I created this sermon because I was having trouble with lack and limitation in my life. I was having trouble understanding that I could have, do, or be whatever I wanted in my life. And so I picked up this book that has helped me in the past, helped some of you in the past. It's called Ask and It Is Given. You know, Chaplain Tanya is going to be doing a series of classes on this book, and I invite you, if you're stuck in any of your areas, to A, pick up this book, or B, go to one of those classes, because it's written for the purpose of helping us get unstuck in our life. You know, we say here a lot that there is a spiritual solution for every single problem in our life. But you and I typically don't believe that. See, when I was stuck, I knew intellectually that it wasn't a matter of finances, it was a matter of consciousness. I knew that intellectually, but I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't move myself through it in order to get to the other side. So those of you who think ministers and practitioners don't get stuck, I'm here to tell you you're wrong. But what we know is it's always us. It's never anybody else out there. It's always a matter of consciousness. So we begin to look at what's going on in our life. Well, one of the things that caught my eye about this book is that it says this. It says, often we hear, and let me just say, this book is written by Esther and Jerry Hicks. It is a channeled work. What does that mean? It means, in my opinion, that Esther and Jerry Hicks sat down and listened to what the divine was telling them. They listened to what the divine was telling them through what they experience as a non-physical being. Now, that could be a whole nother sermon. We're not going into that today, but it's powerful teaching for us. And right off the bat, they say, often we're asked the question, why is it taking me so long to get what it is I want? I'm doing my prayer, I'm doing treatment. Why is it taking me so long to get what I want? And it was a perfect thing for me, because here's what happened to me. This last week, Donna and I were trying to figure out whether we could afford a vacation next summer. And I decided we couldn't afford it. And I know it's next summer, for God's sake. I don't know what's going to happen between now and next summer, but I decided at that moment. And so I knew at that time, at that moment, what I was working with was my consciousness. It wasn't the reality of what was going on. And so this question is, why is it taking me so long to get what I want, was a perfect question for me. And they say this, the answer is never, ever that you're not worthy enough. It is never, ever that you don't want it bad enough. It is never, ever that it's fate. It is never, ever that someone else has the prize that you wanted and there's not enough. I know there are enough vacations to go around. And whatever is in your heart, there's enough to go around. Listen, sisters who are looking for a man, plenty of men. Plenty old men. So don't come in my office and say, there are no men at my age anymore. Because I'm going to refer you to this moment. Plenty old men out there. There's plenty of everything out there. here's what they say the real problem is. The real problem is that we don't get what we desire yet because we are holding on to a vibration. We're holding on to a vibrational pattern that does not match the vibrational pattern of our desire. Let me say it again. The reason that we are not having what we want when we want it is because we are holding on to a vibrational pattern that does not match the vibrational pattern of our desire. And they say this, that's the only reason. Well, how fabulous would that be if it was true? Just play with it in your life. How fabulous would it be if it was true that the only reason we weren't getting what we wanted was because we were holding on to a vibrational pattern that did not match the vibrational pattern of what we wanted? And we actually fix that in our life. Well, those of us who are trying to think our way into a better life, keep it up. Keep it up. But know this, it's only the beginning. Because where you get the manifestation is through your vibration. It's not through your thoughts. You need your thoughts to up-level your vibration, but you must have the feeling. You must have the vibration. What is a vibration? It is simply an out-picturing of your thoughts. It's a physical out-picturing. It's an emotional out-picturing of your thoughts. See, our work, and this is to do two things, just two things, in order to up-level our vibration. How fabulous is that? And anybody can do it. It's totally doable. Look, if I can do it, you can do it. It's totally doable with intention and practice. Let me say it again. It is totally doable, but you need intention and you need practice, 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 practice. It is not going to be coming here on Sunday morning and just hearing this and going home and thinking it's going to download into your subconscious. You have to practice it. You have to keep working at it. Take classes, read books. Keep listening to this message so that you know we have a but there's an answer. There's a solution in our life. The first thing that we have to understand, and when I say we have to understand, I mean we do. We have to understand it. And that is that we're not asking favors from a God in the sky. We are not asking for favors from a God in the sky who might or might not be listening to us. A God in the sky who might or might not like us. A God in the sky who might or might not be keeping track of our past screw-ups. That's not who we're asking for. We're simply allowing the source energy that is within us. Because as we say, God can only do for us what God can do through us. It is not God and me, it is God as me. Now say that with me. God as me. Say it again. God as me. Say it one more time. God as me. Now if there's anybody here who's cringing when they say that, who's hoping nobody in their family or their friends hear it because they'll think you're a complete nutball if you think that you're God running around. I always think Sister Mary Margaret's going to come down with a ruler every time I say it. If that's happening to you, what's happening is you've reverted to a single God, a person God. You're forgetting that God is not in the sky. God is not an entity. God is an energy, a source energy that is available to all of us. Ernest Holmes says there's power for good in the universe that we can use. That power for good is source energy in our life. Now, that's what Abraham calls it. That's what Esther and Jerry Hicks have downloaded, that God as source energy. And I think it is worthy of a moment of contemplation of this term source energy, because we often call God source. But now I want us to add energy to it, source energy in our life. It's like Mignon's beautiful prayer. See, because when we see source energy, and we understand that we walk within that 24/7. You are never without source energy. You are never unplugged. You can't be unplugged no matter how much you want to try. You cannot be unplugged from source energy. We're kind of like lamps, you know? Lamps, if they're plugged into electricity, they're not judged. Nobody's judging them as good or bad lamps. Nobody's judging them as green or blue lamps. Nobody's judging them as where they are in the house. Oh, you shouldn't be in the house there. No, if you plug it in and the bulb is good, the light comes on. And that's where we have to see ourselves. We have to see ourselves as source energy. We are the energy. It's not that we're ambassadors of the energy. We're not emissaries of the energy. We're not disciples of the energy. We're not apostles of the energy. We are the energy. We are the energy that God has within us that can bring about anything it is that we want. You know, if we could just get that, if I could just get that through my thick skull, that we are never judged by source as worthy of this power, I would begin to see the bounty that God has for me flowing through me. See, if we really want to be creators in our life and know that we are creating our own reality in our life, and I mean, we need to understand. We must understand. I don't mean we should understand. I don't mean you should hope to understand. I mean we must. We must. It won't work if you don't. We must understand that we are this source energy. And when we do that, we begin to get ready for the second thing we have to do. And the second thing we have to do, after we plug in and know that we're source energy, is to focus, give our attention to what it is that we desire. Because here's the thing, our focus, the energy that we give to what we desire, emits a vibration. And we're talking about here is having a vibrational match to that what we want. Everything has a vibration. Your desire has a vibration no matter what it is. If it's a car, it has a vibration. If it's a person, it has a vibration. You need a vibrational match to that which is what you want. See, it begins in the mind, but it doesn't hit pay dirt until it gets to the emotions. Because the emotions will emit your vibration in your life. And your vibration is what causes manifestation. Now, if we can get to this first step and really embody the step that we are the source energy, it's much higher. It's much easier for us to elevate our vibration to such a state that we won't even make sky the limit, because there is no limitation. And even the sky is the limit is a limiting belief. There is none. There is no limitation for us to have, do, or be what it is that we want in this world. But we have to see ourselves as the extension cord of this source. See, to bring about our desire into our experience is only achievable by holding the focus on what it is that we want. Now, here's the easiest way to hold your focus. Pretend you already have it. Pretend that the desire you want is yours right now. Because once you pretend that, and you get into the feeling nature of that pretending, your vibration simply goes up. It simply elevates itself. Begin to notice what you're feeling when you're feeling something. See, I can begin to, if I'm feeling my vacation, I'm happy. If I'm feeling my bank account, not so happy. Where am I going to put my attention? My vacation. Not the funding, the vacation. Vacation happy, funding sad. Vacation happy, funding sad. If what I'm trying to do is elevate my vibration to have a vibrational match to Greece, I want that to be happy. If what I'm really trying to do is sabotage my vacation to Greece, turn my attention to that which makes it look like I can't go in my life. Now again, this is simply a matter of consciousness in my life. It's very difficult to set your intention for happiness or announce your desire for success if you're not happy. It's just hard to do because you don't have a vibrational match. We call CSA a positive theology. That's what we call it, a positive theology. Now make no mistake, we are not saying to paste a happy face on sadness. All of us feel sadness in our lives from time to time, and we should feel that sadness. We should take care of it. See, you paste a happy face, a perky little metaphysical blah-blah-blah on there, all you're doing is delaying your happiness. You're just delaying it. If you're sad, take care of it. But take care of it to a point where you can get back to happy, or the opportunity for happy, because until you get there, until you get to the opportunity for happy, and you begin to lift your vibration, you will not have a vibrational match to that which you desire, and you will not see it. You will not have it. So sometimes when we ask ourselves, well, why can't I get what I want? This may be the answer. It's certainly worth trying. It's certainly worth giving it a shot. I want to talk about a couple of nuances, 3 nuances to this 2-step strategy. Now, how easy is that? A 2-step strategy to get you to what you want in this life. Know your source energy, focus on what you want and not on what you don't want. How? And we've all heard it before, but do we do it? I don't. It's very easy for me to get drawn back into, oh, I wish. No more wishing. Let's just have it. Let's just have it in our life. So let's look at 3 nuances. One of it, get rid of the idea that if it's already been manifested, you can't manifest it now. All the good ideas have all been taken. All the great songs have already been written. All the great poetry has already been done. All the great men have already been taken. All the great women are gone. Get rid of that idea. There's plenty, and we keep manufacturing more because there's unlimited potentiality in the field of unlimited potentiality. We bring it forth through our consciousness. There's no limit to what it is that we can bring forth in our life. You know, everything that has ever been invented was invented because somebody had an idea and they had a vibrational match to the manifestation of that idea. And so, you know, you see things that, you know, like fax machines. Somebody had that idea and they had a vibrational match and it came into form. That's how it works. I read the other day, somebody just invented a cigarette holder with a little umbrella on the end so that you could smoke in the rain.
I'd buy it.
I don't know that that's enhancing anybody's health or the world, but it was somebody's idea and they had a vibrational match that matched that idea in their life. Second thing we need to let go of. The first thing we need to let go of is that it's already been done, I can't do anymore. The second thing we need to let go of is familial limitations. That, oh, we don't do that in our family. That has to go. If you want to be a manifester, let go of familial limitations. I grew up with my father was working class. He worked on the shipyard from the time he was 12. Now, first of all, nobody should have to go to work when they were 12, but he went to work full-time when he was 12. Now, this is many years ago when child labor laws weren't in effect. He worked on the shipyard from between the ages of 12 until he was 52 and went out on medical leave. He hated rich people. My dad talked terrible about rich people. They were greedy. They were this. They were that. They were something else. Now, I was a little kid. That just went into my mind like a sieve. Oh, I don't want to be rich. I want people to like me, so I want to be rich. And you know what? I deal with that today. That stuff is stuck in there. I deal with that today. But the truth is, I deal with it today. That's the difference. When I came into these teachings, I realized I could deal with that. Now I can't say I'm rich yet, but I'm closer. I'm closer. Because, here's what we have to look at: those old ideas, those familial ideas, like flies that are pestering us. We just have to keep swatting at them, swatting at them, swatting at them, swatting at them, until we can let it go. Because consciousness is cause. And if we allow those old familial values to run around in our head, we won't be able to get where we want to be. The third way is, the third thing, nuance, that I want to talk about is learn to hold your focus. Learn to hold your focus. Learn the difference between holding your focus and having a fleeting thought. Holding your focus and having a fleeting thought are two different things. When we say hold your focus, we mean you've got to really hold the focus. Now, holding the focus doesn't mean, squinting and shutting your eyes and getting real nervous and saying, car, 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 car. Doesn't mean that. Because if you hold your focus in that way, you're going to get bored and you're going to let it go. Here's how to hold your focus. Make a movie of what it is that you want. And you're the star. You're the star of this movie. So if you want a new job, hold your focus and create a movie that shows you what you're doing in this job. How are you dressing in this job? What kind of people are around you in this job? Make it fun. Jerry and Esther Hicks say if you can hold a focus for 17 seconds, then what you're seeking and what is seeking you will begin to merge, and it will come to be. But 17 seconds is a long time, and you will not get there by simply saying it over and over and over again and getting all anxious and hoping it comes. What will get you there is holding your focus. Create a movie. If what you want is a mate, I almost said a new mate. I don't want you to want a new mate. Goodness sakes. You don't have a mate right now. You don't have one. And you want one. Make a movie. Make a movie of what you're doing. Eating dinner together, going on trips together, whatever it is. You can fill up 17 seconds with you, the star of your movie. Try it this week. Try it this week. Because there's nothing you can't have, do, or be. And what if this simple idea comes out of this book is the reason, the way that we can have it in our lives? Would you be willing to try it? All right. Let's take this message into prayer. There's only one prayer, one thing, and that's God. Love, harmony, joy, peace. I give thanks for that. I release His Spirit